At this point in time, I would like to call Mr. Philip Landon, who is the incoming regional director taking over Kathy Stiles, to give us his thoughts. Not your life story yet. You will have your life story after. Your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is very impressive. You know, I arrived with my family a week and a half ago, and I think it was on Wednesday of this week, the staff said, you know, we're doing a function on Saturday. I said, oh yeah? Well, what do I have to do? Just wear a tie and make a speech. So that's as far as I actually knew what I had to do, and I'm very impressed by the organization, by the music, of course, by all the guests here, and I'd like to say thank you, even before I start to speak, for everyone for attending this, to say farewell to Kathy, and much less so to welcome me, because really this is a celebration of Kathy's 6 years with WUSC, and a celebration of WUSC's 30 years in Botswana. This is really a time, from WUSC's perspective, where we can celebrate in Botswana, I think, a time of transitions and a time of endurance as well. It's a transition right now of regional directors. Kathy has been here over the last 6 years. She's seen the implementation of a new program through Uniterra, working with the new university, WUSC, and working to continue to have our students go through the Ministry of Education, our special education students as well, and to see the expansion of our HIV and AIDS volunteer program. It's also a time to celebrate, in a way, 30 years of WUSC being in Botswana. And for me, it's a time to look forward to the continuation of that partnership. As you know, World University Service of Canada is a Canadian-based not-for-profit and non-governmental organization that is a network of Canadian individuals, universities, colleges, who believe that access to quality education and training is key to developing a more equitable world. WUSC is currently operating in more than 20 countries around the world, from places that are still embroiled or just emerging from conflict and strife, such as Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, Southern Sudan, through developing countries that are still struggling with poverty and food security, such as Malawi, Burkina Faso, and Haiti, and now into countries that have really emerged from the development challenges to become vibrant middle-income players, such as Peru, Vietnam, and of course, Botswana. In each context, the approach to the work we do changes according to the development context and the development challenges. In Southern Sudan, we work at a very basic level. We train masons, teachers, carpenters to rebuild what is virtually a non-existent society in southern Sudan. In Ghana, we work very closely with the Ministry of Education to ensure equitable education for girls, and to look at the decentralization of the education system there, so that the districts and the villages have more say in the education their children receive. And in Botswana, our approach has been to work closely with the government to improve the human resources of the country through access to the first-rate tertiary education, and to work with both government and civil society in addressing the HIV and AIDS pandemic, focusing particularly, as Kathy said, on behavior change amongst youth. And we've been able to achieve significant results over the last 30 years. Thousands of students, some of whom are here today, have studied in Canada, graduated, and come back. We boast of a 92% success rate, that 92% of the ministry and WUSC-sponsored students who come to Canada graduate and come back in their 4-year allotment for their scholarship. And they come back and they contribute to the development of the country. There are hundreds of organizations that WUSC has worked with through various incarnations of our volunteer program over the last 30 years, with increased capacity and skills to implement their programs. And this has happened through the strength of our university and college members in Canada, and also through the skills of our Canadian volunteer experts many of whom are with us tonight, and I would like to recognize them as well for sharing their time, expertise, and energy in their work with their Botswana partners. I'd like actually all the volunteers and the student volunteers as well just to stand up and be applauded. These are Canadians who devote their time and their energy to supporting partner organizations in Botswana. WUSC recently has been working with UB, with Bonasso, with Stepping Stones International, with the Ministry of Education, with Kuru Trust, with Bonella, with Bocape. I don't want to forget any. If I do, please shout it out, someone. In our volunteer program, which is sometimes a misnomer to say that it's a program with that is based on volunteers. It's actually a program that's based on technical assistance of people who are willing to do it for less than high-cost technical assistance rates. WUSC also manages, on behalf of Canada, the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives, which supports small organizations in Botswana, and has been doing that for a long time as well. And it's important to note that the cooperation and the partnership that we've had is not a one-way process. As the volunteers will humbly tell you, they have learned as much from Botswana as Botswana have learned from them. In Canada, the Botswana students who study there bring a really fresh perspective to the campuses that they study on. And there are currently more than 200 students in Canada studying, and they contribute greatly to the diversity on those campuses. So it is in this spirit of reciprocity and cooperation that we now transition to look forward to the next 30 years of an enduring partnership, as Botswana itself is transitioning to become an education and innovation hub in Southern Africa. WUSC will be here to work with civil society, with the private sector, and with the government to support the human resource development of the country, the expanding formal tertiary education sector, both with WUSC and University of Botswana, and the ongoing fight against HIV and AIDS in this country and beyond. So in closing, I'd like to thank Kathy Stiles very much for her work over the last 6 years to ensure the continuing success of our programs, and to her staff, who have been very warm and welcoming to me as I sort of wander around as the somewhat confused new guy in the country. And really to all of the people that I have met so far and that my family has met, we have been so warmly and kindly greeted that we really look forward to a long period here in Botswana. And I'd like to say that I'm proud, and WUSC is very proud, to be able to work in partnership with this country and with its people. Thank you. I hope we can eat now.